Hey guys, welcome back to 5 Nothing 100 Nothing.com. I am Fugit, the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And today, guys, I've got a million thoughts going through my head. Okay, I am in the mood to talk about gratitude. Okay, I don't know where it's going. No notes. I don't have any clear thought on it. So I'm going to, in a very tasteless way, just call it verbal diarrhea. Okay? I just feel like it's in me and it needs to come out. So it's kind of like impromptu, right? So let's see where it goes, and your guess is as good as mine. If you're watching this, it didn't turn out bad. Gratitude. Every day, I think we get into a grind. We get into our our routines. We have our patterns, and I talked about it in a previous video about momentum and getting either in where momentum can be a monster or it can be magnificent, and it could be your best friend or worst enemy. And we go through our lives and we sometimes step back for a second and we reflect. And it's unfortunately usually when it's a season of change, or something's going on, or somebody passes away, or job, something has changed. Something has disrupted your pattern, your comfort zone, your world, your everyday world. And so sometimes what happens, we react differently in the short term versus the long term. And sometimes we hold on to things and we never give it its due. And let's say, for example, you've had, think about your exes. This is a good one. The people that have been in and out of your life. And in the short term, when a relationship ends, generally there's hurt feelings. We'll demonize the other person because we couldn't have been the problem. We were perfect, right? We keep a record of all the good things we did and all of our positive virtuous traits, and we focus on the negative traits of the other person. And in one sense, that's a good strategy for getting over the person. If it leaves bitterness and resentment in you, and it causes you to carry that baggage into your next relationship, or it's stuck in your subconscious or in your mindset to where you're putting on those goggles or lenses, or filters when you're looking at other people, or in your other relationships. It could be a negative thing, and you're just holding on. If you're holding on to that bitterness and resentment inside, you're not hurting the other person, you're just hurting yourself. And at the end of the day, if you make the person out to be the devil and we're so awful, that really just makes you look stupid. It makes it look like you don't have any judge of character, and that you can be completely sidetracked or swindled, or I don't know the word for that, duped by somebody. And so you got to be careful, not just because other people, especially if it's a new love or relationship, will look at you and say, wow, what you're sending a message is that if you are talking that way about them, that your exes, you're probably going to talk that way about themselves, if that relationship doesn't last. And the odds are against that relationship you're in, or that person you're talking to, of it becoming a long-term relationship that makes it to perhaps the rest of your life, whatever it is. So my concern, I think, right now, or my focus, not necessarily how others will view you when you're rehearsing your virtuous things, or how great you are and how awful your ex was. I think the problem is what it does to you when you're rehearsing all of the negative things that the person did, and you're reinforcing that in your head and reinforcing that. and you're holding on to that bitterness, you're holding on to that resentment, and it never allows you to have gratitude and be grateful for the time that you had with that person. Although the seasons of life change and you may never want them in your life again, you can appreciate the good they brought to you. You grew because of that person, and they made you in certain ways a better person, and you made them a better person. And it's okay to close that chapter and put that away and move on. But I think sometimes it's not positive. It's not really beneficial to you long term, to your heart and soul, to hang on to that bitterness or to have that baggage brought into your next relationship, where now as soon as you see, without really knowing the whole story, something about another person that reminds you of your ex, all of a sudden they're going to be crucified. The new person will be crucified because of the injustices or whatever, from your ex. And it's not fair, and you should really consider that whole healing process and taking all things into consideration when you're closing a chapter and moving on to the next. So that's my thought, you guys. Have gratitude. Look at this journey you're on and have appreciation that you experienced it. Be grateful that you grew through. Be grateful for the adventure that you had with your job, your relationship, whatever it is. Okay? It'll make you a generally happier person. You'll have more joy. Be positive. It does so much more for you, for your everyday life. You'll get better sleep at night. All things. And you wear it on your face. When you see a person who's older and is bitter in most of their conversation or even in their self-talk, they wear that hardness on their face. And you want to be a light in the world, because if you think about the people that you hold near and dear, they're generally positive people. They're a light. They have a heart of gold. They have your best interest. They're honest, but they'll give you tough love. But the motive behind it is love. So have that attitude of gratitude, you guys. I know it's cliche and this and that, but a lot of people out there need that healing. They need to not be judged by things they did, for everything that ever happened to them. Like imagine if you had all of your exes lined up and they went down the line and they just said everything you did wrong to them and whatever, and you may not even, and you're not that same person that they knew and spent time with 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is. In each relationship it was different, and you learned from it, good and bad. And I don't think any of us wants to be held to the things we've done, because it's not pretty, unless it's just me. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know. Don't tell me the dirty details, but like your thoughts on it, guys. Take care. Have a good day.